So Iowa and LSU just played. It was a great game, honestly. If you're a basketball fan, you watched that game last night. I just love the fact that the girls are getting a lot more exposure to the sport of basketball because I mean, if you watch the girls be hooping too. Like it's some ones out there that really will be entertaining to be contrary with the stigma that women's basketball is boring or whatever the case may be. And just felt I mean everyone was ready to watch this game. You knew it was going to be hyped up just based off of the fact that they played each other last year in the championship game. I also watched that game, and that game was high intensity, a lot of buckets, and it was entertaining. So I mean, y'all already know I'm gonna watch basketball regardless. I watch male and female basketball. So the LSU Iowa State. I don't know why I keep saying Iowa State. It's just Iowa. The score was 87-94. So it wasn't that big of a deficit. But I honestly thought that LSU was gonna win. That's why I had winning, just because most of the time when I be watching Iowa, I could be wrong, but whenever I watch, I feel like it's just a Caitlin Clark show. Like I just feel like she's doing it all by herself. So, and LSU has a lot more players that can score coming off the bench. Like LSU last night, they only had 6 points off the bench, and if I'm not mistaken, Iowa only had 5 points off the bench. LSU had one, two, three that had double digits. Iowa only had one, two, three players with double digit points. So it just goes to show you that, man, low key, Caitlin beat LSU by herself last night. Granted, her teammate Kate Martin did have 21 points, but Caitlin had 41. She dropped 41, a very entertaining 41. Like I wasn't bored at all watching that LSU and Iowa game last night. But if you guys were watching, they kept pointing out that Angel Reese was telling her team, like, give me the ball. Like, get me the ball in the paint. Y'all are taking stupid shots. So Angel Reese ended the game she went 7 from 21 from the field. She had 10 offensive rebounds, and she had 10 defensive rebounds, if I'm reading this correctly. So Angel Reese really did her thing for real. She brought intensity. She was aggressive. She was showing emotion like she always does. She was smiling on the court, so she was obviously having fun. So now everyone's trying to figure out if she's going to return back and play another year of college basketball or if she's going to enter into the WNBA. Honestly, in my opinion, I think she should just come back, play another year. The WNBA ain't going nowhere. I mean, it's not even about that. It's just the fact I feel like a lot of college men basketball players should also stay another year and get that extra year of experience before entering the draft. And I also think that the game was officiated very well. There was no turning points where someone could be like, oh, this was happening and the calls and this and that. LSU had a total of 2, 4, 7 turnovers as a team. Iowa had 1, 3, 8, 11 turnovers. So there was a lot of turnovers on both sides of the ball, both teams. And like I said, I just think that it was a fair game. And it just came down to the point where they just couldn't do nothing with Caitlin. She was shooting a lot of bad shots too. I don't think that gets talked about as far as her shot decision making. I mean, she makes a lot of threes. She leads with 3-pointers made this season in the NCAA for women's basketball, if I'm not mistaken. But we have to talk about this article that was put out by Ben Bolch, the Los Angeles Times staff writer. So this is a Los Angeles Times staff member. So he put in the article, well, okay, let's just start here. Haley, who was a white woman, she deemed what Bolch article entry, she said it was racist. So she said we do have a lot of black women on this team, and unfortunately that bias does exist still today. And a lot of people that are making those comments are being racist towards my teammates. Apparently, when he put it out, I don't know if it was people at the LA on their staff higher up said that, bro, you got to change some things around, because there was 2 different articles. One was put out, so the original version of the article was so offensive that part of it had to be retracted. One day after its publication, the newspaper posted this update online saying a previous version of this commentary did not meet Time's editorial standards. It has been updated. Bolt's description of LSU's players as dirty debutantes. To me, the part that gets me is it saying that the original version of Bolt's article was so offensive that parts of it had to be retracted. One day after the publication, the newspaper posted this update online saying a previous version of the commentary did not meet our editorial standards. It has been updated. So I'm like, so dude, when staff are doing their entries and they're making their articles, do they just get to put it out before anyone does their analysis or like a higher up does an evaluation of the article? Because I'm like, if that's the case, then y'all should just have let it stay out there because it's already been put out there. So it's like y'all kind of wanted that to get out. And see, I don't even like playing the race card. But Haley, who's a white woman on the team, she's the first person that actually come out her mouth that I heard to actually deem it to be racism. Not racism, but racist. Sorry. But bruh called them dirty debutantes. First of all, maybe I'm young or whatever the case may be, but I have never heard that term before. I only know the debutante ball. Like I've grown up hearing girls say, oh, I'm going to the debutante ball. I've never been. I just know that girls get all pretty and stuff. Sometimes they go with their parents and that's what I know it to be. But it says here that the phrase, a Google search of the phrase mostly returns results to pornographic video site. That's crazy. I haven't done the Googling of the dirty debutante phrase myself, but if this is, I'm reading this from Forbes, and they're saying that the return results of the dirty debutante Google phrase is going to return as video of pornography. That's up. Like when I'm watching LSU play, they're not giving off anything close to resulting to pornography. Yo, boy. Times is crazy these days, boy. I'm telling you.